is my short question.
Yeah. Yeah. So first, by the way, I literally have like, I think people have this like misconception that I like dislike, but I'm like the opposite. Anyone who works at Polygon knows that like there's nobody who actually loves the hard questions more than me. I like have literally no problem with it. I just have problems with like assholes, right? So like when there's like, pricks that are like asking questions in like really like disrespectful ways, I like hate that. Like I have like a huge issue with like disrespect, not towards me, just in general. So like I literally do not care how hard the questions are as long as people are like actually treating others well, including me. So just FYI, like I truly don't any question I'm like happy with. But in terms of yours, so look, the ag layer is a long time project. Like, okay, let's first just go to like blockchains. I think there's like a misunderstanding. I've talked about this in the past. Right now, Bitcoin, when you mine, gives you more Bitcoin. You don't get anything else. You just get more Bitcoin. When you go to Ethereum, what you get is you just get more ETH. That's it. You get ETH from inflation. When you go to Solana, you get more SOL. You get more SOL from inflation. You can keep going on, and by the way, unless you're like leveraging Jito or a validator that's supporting that, in which case then you're getting some priority fees through that method. But like the core staking mechanism on any blockchain is straight up just you are going to earn inflation from this chain. Go look at every single one. There's not a single one. The only exception, by the way, I think is Binance Chain. Every other blockchain, inflation pays validators. And that is who pays, that's how stakers get paid as well. So we should probably start from that premise, right? Whenever anyone says like POL token bad, I'm like, okay, but then ETH bad, SOL bad, go down the list, all bad. Okay, so you start from that premise and then you say, okay, well, POL, don't just look at others, try to be better than them. Massive fan of that thought process. I love it. So what have we done? Okay, I think we're one of the first chains that is now going to enable the ability for stakers to actually receive not just inflation, but also fees that the chain is generating. Okay, that's like phenomenal. That's, by the way, in addition to like burn. Side note, right? Like I totally missed the fact that like tons of chains don't even have a burn mechanism, right? Like we have a burn mechanism on top of it, right? All base fees go to burn. So now really as a POL holder, you get the benefit of, okay, you've got POL being burned from base fees. You've got priority fees where you're actually receiving a portion of those priority fees. This is literally no other token that you stake has actually these attributes. Why? Frankly, because none of them actually make enough money to be able to do that. It's not even their fault. They can't. There's not enough fees being generated to actually pass those fees on. The validators need to actually receive those fees, or it's outside of the staking mechanism and it's through some priority fee mechanism, MEV, that you're generating those fees. So I think like the best thing that I can say is like POL is straight up a better like token than others out there. And I don't even think it's like objectively possible to disagree. The best argument would be, yes, but you have inflation. And the answer is all the tokens have inflation. And frankly, no tokens are doing well. So I was about to say, and they're doing fine. No token's doing well. So it's a structural issue with the fact that somebody needs to pay validators, and there's a lot of validators to be paid. And that is core kind of like structural issue. Now, how does the ag layer come in? Well, look, the ag layer is a long-term project. It's a project where we really believe that like the future of interoperability is going to be built on a technology like ag layer. And if that's right, and we build it right, then we are going to be able to have fees generated from cross-chain transactions leveraging the ag layer. And when you stake, and those staking or those like who end up validating the ag layer when it is decentralized end up actually earning enough such that there's an excess amount that can go to stakers, then you'll start earning on that. But like reality is like you're talking about like ag layer is a long-term project. Like you're talking about like 5 years before you're talking about like validators actually being able to pass fees off of that. I mean, look at where Polygon is now. And it's the only chain doing this. And you're talking about several chains that have been out there for 5+ years. And so the answer is, I think POL tokenomics are straight up like literally objectively better than any tokenomics that actually exist out there. The fees being generated on the chain are higher than most other chains out there. And you've got a project in the ag layer that is being supported by a lot of other work around from Trails making it better to use, wallets making it, more by default, that are helping drive it. But it's like a super long-term project that I think, we did a bad job of like setting expectations around like just how long-term of a project it is.
Yeah, and